Welcome to our talk on godliness and spirituality. Now today we're going to start our discussion on the heart. The heart. Heart. Because the heart is very important in the life of a very man. The condition of the heart is very important in the life of anybody, in the life of any person, in the life of even animals. If one as a person is going to reach a glorious end or is going to reach a shameful end, is the condition, the state of one is going to change or remain the same. If it's going to dive to the worst or improve to the best, the condition of the heart is very important. The state of the heart is very important. The heart is very, very important. Now, when we look at the heart from the angle of the organ of the body on the left chest, on the left side of the chest, that is responsible for pumping blood, pumping blood to all parts of the body. If we look at that, it signifies one thing: blood is very important. That's why the Bible says that life is in the blood. Life is in the blood. It means that part of the organ of the body that is responsible for pumping the blood, that where life is very important. It's very important. And so that is why the heart, the state of the heart, the condition of the heart is very important to the well-being, is very important to the end or what becomes of a man. What becomes of a man. The condition of the heart is very important. And that is why we are looking at the heart. We are going to look at various series on the condition of the heart. We are going to look at very close to 30 areas, 30 lessons on the state of the heart. And so I enjoin you to follow us as we move on. Reaching a glorious end or reaching a shameful end depends on the condition of the heart, depends on the state of the heart. The state of the heart. And so the heart, like I said, is not only the organ on the left chest of the body that is responsible for pumping blood. And we say life is in the blood. That means that life that is generated, that guides the body, that is distributed to all parts of the body, is being pumped by the heart. That means the heart is responsible for distributing life to all parts of the body. Distributing life to all parts of the body. That is very important. So we see that if we look at that in the context, if we now look at that in the context of the spiritual life, of the person, you see that spiritual part of you that is responsible for generating that is responsible for injecting life to all parts of your body, to all parts of your being, is the heart. Is the heart, and it's very important. That means heart is very important. So the heart, in a spiritual sense, is that part of your spiritual life that is responsible for distributing life to all parts of your body. Distributing life to all parts of your spiritual life and to all parts of your physical life. And so the state of the heart is very important. That's why we're looking at the heart. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4. I look at verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence. It says, be very, very hardworking. Diligence. Be very hardworking to keep thy heart. It means that if all your work, if all your diligence, whatever hard work you do, the most important hard work you are going to do, the most important diligence you are going to make is to keep your heart. Keep your heart with all diligence, keep your heart with all seriousness, keep your heart with all alertness, keep your heart with all carefulness. Why? For out of it are the issues of life. Out of it are the issues of life. You see why keeping the heart, you see why the condition of the heart is very important. You see why checking the heart is very important. Why? Because out of it are the issues of life. Your heart generates the life that guides your whole being, that guides your whole existence. Your heart injects life into all parts of your body, into all parts of your spiritual life, physical life, economic life, material life, all parts of your life. So that's why he's telling you to keep that your heart with all seriousness, with all hard working. Why? For out of it are the issues of life. All the issues of life, all the things that you want to have in life, whether you are going to have terrible life, depraved life, whatever that is going to happen in your life, the heart is very important. The state of the heart is very important. That is why you have to keep it with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 23. I read verse 7. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. Why is the heart very? For as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. Whatever you are thinking in your heart is going to reflect in your life. Whatever you are thinking in your heart is going to reflect in your being. It's going to reflect in your lifestyle. It's going to reflect in your word. It's going to reflect in your being. It's going to reflect in how you comport yourself, how you behave yourself. Whatever you are thinking is going to, as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. So what you are cannot be divorced from what is coming from your heart. Cannot be divorced from what is coming from your heart. For as he thinketh in his heart, what is thinking in his heart is what he is. What is coming out. For as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. That is why heart is very important, because it's the center of all thoughts. Is the center of all you are going to say, and whatever you are thinking there, that is what is going to reflect in your, that is going to affect the totality of your being, the totality of your life. As he thinketh in his heart, so he is. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew chapter 12. I read verse 34, from verse 34. Matthew chapter 12, I read from verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? What? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart. Out of what is residing in the heart. Out of what is cooking up in the heart. Out of what is residing in your heart, the mouth speaks. The mouth speaks out what is residing in the heart. The mouth brings out what is being generated in the heart. The mouth brings out what is being manufactured in the heart. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man, out of the measure, out of the treasure of the heart, bringeth forth good things. And an evil man, out of the evil treasure, bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that a man shall utter, they shall give account of it in the day of judgment. So guide your heart, for every guide your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. For every idle word that a man shall utter, he shall give account of it. You know, some people, by verse 37, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. You know, some people say, no, don't judge me by what I say, judge me by what I do. What you do and what you say, they are going to relate. What you say comes out of your heart and is going to affect what you do. What you say comes out of your heart. Sometimes some people will say, oh, I'm a bad man. And when you look at the person will be adjusting to what is coming, because the heart is coming from the heart, and you are telling yourself you're a bad man. So the body, your behavior is going to recondition to adjust to that confession that you're a bad man. If you say, oh, I'm a good man, then it's coming from your heart. The mouth is releasing it from your heart, and you see how the behavior of the person will be adjusting to that confession of being a good man. And so, for thy word, by thy word thou shalt be justified, by thy words thou shalt be condemned. What comes to nobody knows what is in your heart. It's what you say out of your mouth that somebody say, hey, look at what you say. You know, there are sometimes some people will say, no, I don't mean it, I'm just saying it. No, it does not work like that, because I don't know what is in your heart. And what has come out of your mouth is what you are going to do. If you are going to tell somebody, look, I will kill you one day, it's coming from your heart. Before you know it, one day the person will get knife and then slaughter that person. And if somebody says, oh, don't worry, I will do something good to you one day, and it's coming from the heart, one day if the person does something good to you, not be surprised, because that confession is coming from the heart. So there is nothing like somebody saying, no, I don't mean it, you mean it. As long as it's come from your heart, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And out of the abundance of the heart, when the man speaks, then the body will readjust to that confession, will readjust to what is coming out of the mouth through the heart. And what is coming out of the heart through the mouth. And that is how it works. Let's go to Matthew chapter 15. I read verse 18. Matthew chapter 15. I read verse 18. But those things which proceed out of the heart, out of the mouth, come from the heart. Those things that comes out of the mouth, let me read it. But those things which proceed out of the mouth comes from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed, out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, theft, false witnesses, blasphemies. These are the things that defile a man. Those things that are coming out of your heart. When you see a man committing fornication, a man committing adultery, a man killing, a man lying, those things that have been generated from the heart. It has been cooked up, it has been brooded, it has been manufactured in the heart, and it's coming from the heart. A man uttering blasphemy is coming from the heart. A man full of corruption and corrupt words is coming from the heart. That is why it's saying evil thoughts is coming from the heart. Murder, before somebody commits murder, it must have been brooded, it must have been thought, it must have been planted in the heart and incubated in the heart. Before a man commits adultery or idolatry, before the man goes into fornication, into stealing, into false witness, into blasphemy, it must have been incubated and brooded in the heart. It must have been produced and manufactured in the heart, and is coming out. That is why the heart is very important. And that is why when somebody says something, sometimes some politicians will say, no, I'm saying this, I don't mean it. No, you mean it. That's why the moment they order some things, they will follow through with it. And that is why the heart is very important. The heart is very, very important. And so it's not a matter, because out of it are the issues of life. What comes for your life, what your life generates, is coming from your heart. And so the heart is very important, and we have to guide our heart with all diligence.